my coffee. Hello, Ann. And Cece. How's everybody doing? It is cold out. We had a bit of a ice coming down a while ago. I think it's stopped now, but we're supposed to have tomorrow a bad ice storm. And now that I've got the deer out of the way, which I was going to work tomorrow anyway because it's going to be terrible, terrible weather. What's going on with the camera? I don't even know what it is here. It's cold. $35, according to that. Let me tell you, we've got some bad weather coming in. Oh, Miss D. So I called Dad a while ago because, I don't know, every time I go live he calls. Which would have definitely happened tonight because he's got some fancy plans for me to meet him in there at Mama's house tomorrow to do some work on it before I go into work. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know, I haven't noticed anything here going on in like over a week now. Except for this morning, I had a couple suspicious things on the side-by-side, which I guess could have blown in there naturally or something, but I just kind of doubt that. But I left some goodies for him on a log. So maybe he'll find those tonight. I thought about leaving my phone up all night tonight, but I can't do it because Dad is supposed to call in the morning. Let me know whenever he's close. I can go meet him. Yeah, probably won't be no campouts till at least the spring. We just had one. And the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy here with hunting, and I got my two little hunting buddies coming down. So that ought to be interesting. They're coming down next after Thanksgiving dinner, I guess. Yeah, Sissy was on my live stream this morning. Kind of surprised me. That would have been like at 4:30 for you, wouldn't it? It's pretty strange that being placed on my side by side, and I don't know if I mentioned in that video or not, but they've done that before. They put feathers in it before, and one time they put feathers in it with a hunk of meat still attached to it from turkeys, and that was during turkey season. So I'm not going to be surprised whenever I find a deer carcass dragged up here in my yard. I hope they leave mine alone. They should. I've got a game camera on it out there, and got the light. I'm leaving the light on too out there. Maybe they'll leave it alone. They've never really bothered one of mine. Bailey, I got some goodies made up for you. What are you doing over there, girl? What are you doing across the creek? Huh? I don't know. Papa talked about, mentioned, we don't go out. What are you even doing, girl? Don't go out, stay around the house at dusk or the woods boogers will get you, which I thought was all scare tactics. I'm not sure what he knew. I wished I was. But I definitely got a family of them living here and there. They, was it last year, I think, I found 8 different size tracks, and 4 or 5 of them was all together in one spot. Found them at the same time. No, I was actually walking up to feed my chickens and put them up, and I was carrying 2 buckets whenever that deer popped out. I was carrying buckets to the gravel pile so I could load them up next time I'm up there. And that deer jumped out in the bottom, and I had my rifle on my back, and I set the buckets down. It turned its back on me, and I set the buckets down. I went down to one knee, and he must have seen movement because he turned around real quick and just kept staring at me and staring at me. But I already had my rifle up, and I had the drop on him, and I thought, wait, I might as well take a headshot. That way you don't ruin none of the meat, and the heart's still intact. Yeah, I'm in eastern Kentucky. Here comes the ice again. Hello. Oh, that camera focused tonight. Yeah, that's the first deer that I've seen this season. Other people seen deer, and I've actually got that one on the game camera down here in the bottom. Thank you, Patricia. Hello, Kimmy. Yeah, there don't seem to be no shortage of boogers in this state. A lot of forest in this state, a lot of places for them to hide. Yeah, I'm gonna walk in for a second to get Bailey her treats. Hey, girl. Bit of the old deer heart. Gray cat will eat it. What's a gray cat? Check out. There's that blonde one. Clokey. Oh, I gotta get my heater. I took the heater out of the side by side to load the deer up. I think I just heard a whistle. So what plans do I have? I'm leaving the light on out there, and I've got a game camera on it. The game camera should be enough. Although here recently, maybe I ought to put 2 game cameras up on it. Here recently, I've been getting some strange things on the game cameras. I don't know, I guess I haven't put that out. But I got the one where I think he's put his hand over the camera lens, and another one, I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's like it's definitely a piece of a hairy body. I'm not sure what it is. 6 foot off the ground. But I don't think they've never bothered my deer. They've actually brought them in here, and I don't know. I put out some goodies for them too. The last couple of years, after deer hunting, I'll put out the heart and the kidneys and the liver and put them up on a log. You know, that's the best organs. And I'll put them up on a log, and the rest I basically leave on the ground. And they go for those organs that you put up on the log. They go for them first. And I went back up, and those will be gone within 30 minutes. One time they were gone, and another time, and the gut pile will stay there for a couple of days sometimes till the crows or coats or whatever find him. Y'all hear that? Ice. It's ice coming down. It's not even rain. It's freezing rain. Got a lot of video that I've been taking while I'm out hunting. Like I'll leave a camera behind me. I haven't even washed it or anything, so I'll be trying to put those up. I don't know if anything's on it. Like I said, I haven't noticed any activity until this morning with the twigs, so this one I'm kind of hoping something happens tonight. And ain't that the way it goes? I've been freezing my butt off every morning, going out and sitting in that shack every morning, which I like doing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's pretty relaxing to sit in there. I got the little heater going, and it's been really quiet in the woods. I've never been out and it's been that quiet. Usually there's squirrels or chipmunks, or even there's not even heard many birds or anything. A few crows. Yeah, I figure I'll probably do the chickens this weekend. Like I said, I'm going into work tomorrow, and I'm gonna pick up some stuff from my food saver, and probably start in on the chickens while I do the deer too. I've got a hamburger grinder that my mom got me last year, and a jerky maker, so I'm gonna make some jerky too out of the deer. I'm gonna keep the good cuts, the loins, and a couple roasts, and the rest of it I'm gonna make a hamburger and jerky, I think. Yeah, the rooster. I don't know. I'm scared of him. There's actually about three or four roosters. That one rooster, he's mean. He's a big bully. Okay. Oh man, I could really do without that wind. The creek's still up a bit too. I need to get down there and fix it. Right. I went in and I made some hamburgers with some bacon cheeseburgers actually. I haven't ate them yet. I haven't ate my dinner yet. I was going up to put the chickens up whenever the deer popped out, so that kept me busy. I can hear him. I'm gonna tell him howdy. Watch your ears. Bailey silly. Greg has gonna eat all the deer heart. Bailey in there fooling with a leg or something in the creek. Bailey. Oh, did y'all just hear that knock? That was far off, but man, that was a loud knock. Sounded like it came from Stinky Holler. Did anybody hear that? Bailey girl. Where is she? And Keycast is going to eat all the heart. Nope. You take care of it, won't you? You missed out, Bailey. Ha. Nah, boo-boo. Poor gray kitty. I guess another cat's got a piece of it over there. Clucky eat all your deer heart, Bailey. I think my knocker's broke right now. I need to get another one. And my hand would probably fall off if I'd done that right now too. Made a speaker using old milkshake metal glass. How do you make a speaker out of a milkshake metal glass? That's really got me curious. I need me a milkshake speaker. Oh yeah, we're below 40 now. We're at 30, 34. See, I've got the light on. Over there's a game camera. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring another game camera down. So up at the outhouse blind I've got my knocker ain't broke. I've got a game camera and then another game camera facing the game camera. Kind of hidden in my shack. Ah, yeah, that hurt. Oh, did y'all hear that? Oh my. Y'all hear that talking? I heard a big thump up there right after I done that knocking. Now I hear talking. I better get close to this fire so the boogers don't get me. Clokey. Clokey, did you eat all that deer heart? Brr. Oh, don't have my Crocs on. Be quiet. They're still talking. What kind of... Go ahead and block that guy. His name's even... Who would take anybody like that serious? Right? Oh, baby. I wonder if they want to... Maybe, was he volunteering to stay up in the shack? Maybe that's what it was. The kitty cats ate all the deer heart because you're out there playing with them boogers. Yeah. Yeah, her's out there playing with the boogers. Oh, wow. I still didn't get rid of the dude. Dear Mr. Wolf. You bloody weirdo. You need locked up in the booger shack, sir. It would do your world good. Hang on, let me find that one picture. I'll just show it on here. Now there ain't no telling what this is, but the camera is 6 foot off the ground. Right. That right there, I mean, I don't know what that is. The only other pictures I got were crows, and that just don't look like feathers to me. It looks like fur, maybe like at the top of a furry head or a shoulder or something. So, and they don't look like deer fur, and I don't know, I'm not sure what it is. So, I don't know. The game cameras. It's interesting. Usually I put up a game camera, you don't, there ain't no boogers come around it. But recently I got that picture, then the one where I think it's a a hand over top of it. This one right here. There it is. So this one right here, I did post this one, but here's what I think. This whole black mass right here is a hand. And you can see the fur and stuff on this too. And this is its arm. Like it's got its arm stretched out and its hand over top of over the lens. And this would be its body. Now, I mean, you know, this is far from proof. But I don't know what else. A lot of people said it could be, and I guess it could be like a raccoon or something crawling over the camera. But like, I don't know, I think this is a hand. Here's this. And its body. Oh, and I found something else up there too. That day. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, because I never posted this either. Right there. That has no business. It's a big rock too. It's a very big rock. Right there's the game camera. You see here. So yeah, that big rock was up there, right in front of the game camera. Here he is at a booger. Put its hand on the camera, either to move it or to, I don't know, to do something. And that rock is, I mean, it was just there. There's no way it could have rolled off that hill. So I think that maybe they used that rock to dispatch a deer. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it took its hand, right? It took its hand and outstretches, you know, hand, and you can see daylight in behind it, and what looks like maybe a figure back there. And I think what it did was move the camera. Because the angle was totally off kilter. So I don't, you know, the squirrel or tree martin, whatever that is, Matt. We got what they call fish or cat, apparently. Or an old possum or something, which I don't think it'd be a possum. Now a coon might could have bumped the camera enough to move it over, but the camera settled in on a 2x4 from an old tree stand, and I don't know. I guess it could have knocked it around. It just looks like, to me, it looks like a hand. I don't know. Bloody rain. I think I'll move over next to the fire. that's better. Hello, Steve. I have a good doctor. Wasn't there what was his name? Dr. Debunker. Wasn't there a Dr. Skeptic at one point, too? Yeah, maybe it is changing the camera direction. I thought about that. But there's no, there's no picture of a deer getting hit, so would they plan to have it over there? You know what I mean? Or maybe the rock was kind of right in front of the camera, so if a deer was standing there, and there's no picture of that. And afterwards, there's nothing there. The next shot is, I think, a squirrel or something. All kinds of doctors. Yeah, now it's going to rain. We won't be able to hear anything. Are you going to stand by the fire too, Bailey? Oh, we're going to eat good. Bailey will get all kinds of them deer scraps. Yeah. No, I mean, my whole theory is that, the feeder, the deer come to the feeder, and the boogers, they know that. So, I don't know, I'll go up there and do another video. Actually, I think I've got a video that I haven't put up yet on that, but, there's like a blind right there. And I've got an old ladder laying on the ground up there too that a couple branches are put across, which is kind of odd too. But anyway, there's a blind, like a structure up there. And it happens to be where a bunch of rocks are too. Big rocks like the one I found. However, I didn't find where that rock came from, but the leaves have all fell and stuff too since then. Because that was, I found the rock after the camp out. I don't remember what the date was on the thing now. I don't know if it was the Sunday after the camp out. I'm going to have to look at the dates. I can't remember. I think it was the Sunday after the camp out. And we had been up there. But I don't remember seeing the rock then. I don't know, maybe Jay or his brother Pam or somebody might have seen it, or her husband. Making me feel warmer too sitting here. Yeah, me too, Patricia. Yeah, I don't remember seeing a rock there. It's weird. The East Coast this year has been just drenched, whilst out west they're dry and they're burning up and all that crazy fires out there. This has to be some kind of record for rainfall in this area. It has to be. I don't know if it's just me or it seems like it rained every weekend or any days that I had off. Like this week, for example, that I've been off since last Friday. tomorrow. So what, 5 days? It's rained 3 of them. Yeah, I've heard about that, Bill. Actually, I think Lady in the Woods has told me to put that out. And then you got the gal that was down in Tennessee at the Carter farm. She said they asked her for garlic. I've got garlic in there. No, maybe I'll put it up there and go with their deer meat. So I don't know, guys. I don't think we're going to hear much tonight, especially with the icy rains falling. Maybe go for an hour and see what happens. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, Bill. And, it does have medicinal values. I think Lady in the Woods had me mix up a bit of a recipe for colds. I probably ought to mix some up now. I've been fighting one for the last couple of days. And our hearts go out to those people, and however, complain about the rain and the cold, because it never quits raining. Sorry if it bothers you. That's just what people do. If it was hot and dry, I would complain about that too. However, I am of the opinion, and I've seen there's been a lot of videos on this where, for instance, I can't remember the electrical company's name over there, but they had warned of that right before the fires happened over there. I would say they would head towards away from the fire. maybe getting a creek or underground or something. There's all kinds of animals that will run out in front of a fire and get away from it. But I was watching some videos earlier, it might have been yesterday, on those fires over there, and it's just strange how the fires are doing. For instance, there will be a car sitting right there melted and a tree next to it that's not even burnt. It's very unusual. Fires are very, very unpredictable, and it's odd how this fire's doing. There'll be a house that's burnt, and then the next one's not touched. And like I said, the trees aren't burning. There's videos out there of, yeah, I think so, Patricia. There's videos out there of like a blue-looking ray. It's weird. That's striking into fires and stuff. It's all so strange. Yeah, I mean, they can jump, but they will consume a whole area. We had a forest fire. It's been a few years back here. And whatever way that wind's blowing, and a fire will make its own winds. It'll make its own system if it's big enough. And the forestry service came back here and lit a backfire on my property. Well, the fire wasn't coming my way. It was the wind was carrying it to the west of me. And they came over here and set a backfire and burned up a bunch of acres of my property. It really, really made me mad. I don't think it is from a campfire. I honestly don't. Look up, I can't remember what the electrical company is, like DEC or something like that, had warned them of a fire like the day before. I mean, what are they, Nostradamus or something? I think there's more to it than what we know. It's, I don't know how they do it or why they would do it. I think I've got suspicions. But yeah, I've heard of that also, Patricia. But it's a certain fashion of people wanting to buy up some property, right? I mean, it's it's a pretty good way to go about it, I suppose. If that's what's if they've got evil intent in their heart or whatever, then that's one way to do it. That wouldn't surprise me a bit, Sheila. That is one evil man. Yeah, they're all time on fire over there. It's crazy. Well, little Miss Smiley is, she's a puppet. I think she might serve the Dark Lord. We'll see what comes of it. I mean, it's sad. It's awful for the people there. They could have some of my rain. There's plenty of it here. I don't know if she's reptilian, but she's definitely worships the Baphomet. She I don't know if she can wire it right. So lately I've been watching videos. There's a guy that lives over in Switzerland. And I think his new channel now is Central Intelligence Agency. And a lot of what he's talking about with the elite being descendants of the pharaohs, it's pretty interesting. It really makes a lot of sense too. Oh, Ronnie. That is true, Sissy. But however, I mean, like I said before, once my whole life I was told that if I ever heard about that Sasquatch wasn't real, Bigfoot's not real. It turns out they are. You know. So being told by my educators and the folks in power and programmed on the TV, they all lied to me. So I'm finding out that they've lied about a lot of stuff. Basically, everything I know is a lie, except for one thing, and that's the only truth I know. No, the Smithsonian is definitely not the truth I speak of. The truth I speak of is the God of Abraham and Isaac. The Smithsonian is just another branch of the elite that covers up things, makes things that's real look not real, and makes a mockery of it, and will tell you otherwise because it doesn't fit into their evolution lies. And that's all. Oh, well, there's a few of them I could have named. The God of D. Yeah, me too. And that's what I'm saying. And I've always kind of questioned things and whatnot, but whenever you find out that something that you've been told your whole life doesn't exist and it's not real, and you come to find out that it is real, I mean, it makes you question the rest of it. Yeah, they hide the giants. They want to hide anything that the Bible talks about. They don't want to give any credit or credence to the Bible. And if they do, they'll mix in a little bit of lies with the truth, just to confuse the whole situation. Thank you. Roast. Right, Bill. Yeah, the natives knew. Or the natives know, I guess I should say. But I mean, they tell Columbus discovered America. Huh? That's what I learned growing up. Columbus discovered America. Then they come up with, well, he didn't really discover this. Americo Vespucci discovered it. And you look around towns and countries and communities that's named after somebody, it's never named after their first name. Maybe it should be called the United States of Vespucci. But, he wasn't the first to discover it. The Vikings were here way before him. The natives were here way before then. What about the mound builders? There's talk of them being here before the natives. The red-haired giants, they're finding that they was here first. So, I don't know, it's all so curious. And I take offense to that, Matt. It's not the white man's history. It really isn't. I'm coming to believe what that guy I was talking about, his channel, it's come down from the pharaohs. and the pharaohs have moved to Switzerland. I mean, check out the channel. Like, I've posted a link in the group and stuff to a couple of his channels. But I mean, what he talks about really makes a lot of sense. The history is written by those in power, and they will write it however they please, and whatever makes them look good is how the history is going to be written, and that's all there is to it. Right, his story, exactly. What are you doing, Purdy? Yeah, I mean, it's the elite. It's not, one certain race of people. It's the elite, and there's, different fashions in the elite, right? I mean, you've got your Saudi royalty. What kind of history are they learning over there? You know what I'm saying? You got, the elite in China. What are they learning over there? It's hard to say what they're teaching them. But it's the elite that's lying to all of us, and they're all in it together. And what they want to do, they want to play it off like, they want to play one group against the other group and keep us fighting, keep us ignorant, keep us fighting. That's what they want. And it's all so silly. It all boils down to good and evil. That's what it all boils down to. Mankind was given free will, and a lot of them didn't do so good with that. See, the post office won't mail boogers. The last one I got, I seen it south. That's all I can do. Good night, Matt. Yep, but man, it's come down harder now. Yeah, it would. You're right about that, Bill. I think actually what I'm going to do, though, is call tonight. I've got to eat and take a shower still yet. And I don't guess we're going to hear anything tonight. But I figure it'll probably pop loose here in the next few days. Maybe them boogers will get in some sort of schedule. Maybe I should contact my local government offices and ask them when the Bigfoot will be by again. Anyway, y'all have a good night and God bless.